Making modern sealing wax. So I have the saucepan of science and its hot plate. I have some water in here and a steel dish to make a double boiler so I can safely melt down this big block of paraffin wax. The wax is fully melted, so now I'm going to add the second ingredient, glue sticks. Yes, glue sticks. Because it's 2020 and the normal ingredients for real sealing wax are a bit spendy. So instead of beeswax and shellac, I'll be using paraffin wax and hot glue. So I think for the amount of wax I have, 8 glue sticks should be enough. And I'll be back when those are good and melty. Okay, the hot glue sticks have melted, and they're a gooey mess at the bottom of this. So now I just have to stir and stir and stir until the hot glue and the paraffin wax are well incorporated with each other. Alright, after a bunch of stirring, the wax and the glue are starting to mix together, and this whole mess is getting a lot thicker and starting to bubble a little bit. These are good signs. I'm just going to keep stirring for a little while longer until this is a nice homogeneous mix, and then we'll get on to the next step. Adding colors. Okay, the wax is all mixed up, and it doesn't seem to be separating into its components anymore. Dip out a bunch of the wax mixture. And for this, I want to make some metallic copper colored wax. So I have this pigment. It's called Pearl-Ex, made by a company called Jacquard. And I picked this up a couple of years ago. And this is a mica-based pseudo-metallic pigment. So I'm just going to grab some of this, mix it into the wax, and stir vigorously to mix. And dip out some more wax. And this one I'm going to make a nice dark green using chromium sesquioxide that I picked up from an art store. So I'll just tip some of that into here. And give it a good stir. So after the wax cooled last night, I pried the wax pucks out of the measuring cups. The green one looks mostly okay, but could use a little more mixing. You can see some white flakes on top of that where the pigment didn't distribute properly. And the metallic copper isn't looking very metallic and I think needs a good bit more pigment. So I'm melting everything back down to remix it and add pigment to the copper one. The copper colored wax is still in the process of melting. And it looks really great when it's melted, because all the wax and hot glue turns transparent and you can see the little pigment flakes. Go ahead and dump a whole bunch more pigment in there. Okay, that's a little less transparent, but it's still not great. It's looking a bit better now. While the wax is still nice and hot, let's do a quick test. Spill a little bit of wax on the paper, and this is a test seal that I made out of tin. Really does help if I use a bit more wax than that, doesn't it? And then, let's try out the green. Well, there's a little bit of metallic shine to the copper one. The green one turned out a lot better because it's just nice and green. Since the ceramic mold I made for making wax sticks isn't fired and ready yet, and that might be a while, I'm going to pour the wax into this plastic tray, and I'm going to use this as a mold. Once this is cooled, I can cut it up into stick shapes, and I'll show you what I do with those.